Okay, so I finished The School for Good Mothers. I gave it like 4 stars. Like, I kept wanting to read it. I don't know if it was enjoyable. Like, so Frida, I don't know if I've talked about this yet. Frida is a mum of this 18-month-old, and she's a single mum, and she got joint custody, and it was her turn to look after a kid. And I think the kid's teething, and she's sick, and she's been up. She's like not sleeping. I think it was like her second day where like Frida hasn't gotten any sleep. She was trying to do work, and she couldn't handle it. So she went out to get a coffee. And then she went to work to pick up some files because she left them there. And then when she's driving home from work, she gets a phone call from the police saying, "We've got your child." So basically Frida has left her 18-month-old at home alone. A series of things happen, and Frida ends up going to this new school called the School for Good Mothers. It's a reformatory school because the government's like, if we keep putting children back into the care of parents who haven't changed, like, what's going to change? So we're going to teach them to be good parents instead. It makes you think, like, it makes you also judge a lot. Like, you're like, oh, I would never do that. But in the moment, like, would you though? Like, even Frida's like, I never thought I would be that person, but she did. And then like you hear the stories of the other mum, and you meet other mums and why they're there. Some of them are there because they let their children play in their backyard alone. Other people are there because they burn their kids with their cigarettes. So whole range of parents are there. I liked reading it through Frida's perspective, like, because she was so judgy. Like, she was like, I'm so much better than these people. Like, I know I left my kid at home alone, but like, who would do that? And who would do that? They end up, so the school ends up making these like robot children that have AI and like artificial intelligence. Frida at the start, she's like, nah, this is not my child. Like, stop trying to make me think this is my child. They're not making her think, they're just like, we need you to practice, and we're not going to let you practice some real kids, so here, have this. But she ends up forming a relationship with this child, and I really like that relationship. I hated how everyone was against Frida though. I don't know if it's because she's Chinese or if that's just what they were doing because they don't think she should. But like, they wouldn't give her opportunities to call her daughter. And so when her daughter like actually sees her mum for the first time in like 6 months, she doesn't know who she is. She's like, who are you? Like, and like I'm here like, I don't know if I could do that, because like at the start of the book, Harriet's daughter is the same age as my daughter, as Feyre. And I'm just thinking like, what if this was Feyre? And it's just, it was a book that I don't know if I should have been reading because of how young my kids were, but I'm glad I did, and I definitely do recommend it. Yeah, if you've got kids, definitely just look out. You might heartstrings pulled. Okay, so there we go. That's that book. The ending though, the ending, it's one of those open-ended endings, and I hate those. I'm like, I need an ending that just is an absolute, like, just concludes, and this did not conclude, and I just didn't like it at all. Now I'm in the middle of listening to Big Little Lies by Leanne Moriarty. I'm loving this book. I did not think I would love it as much as I have. Like, you can just tell her Australian. Like, the narrator has an Australian accent. Obviously. I think I'm, 193 pages into it. So I'm up to chapter 31. Now, like, they haven't told you who's dead, but I think it's like Madeline, but it also could be Celeste, or it could be Jane. We just found out who the father of Ziggy was. It's not who I thought it was going to be originally. But yes, so I don't know if I've spoken about this one yet, but so this is Big Little Lies, and it focuses on the parents from Pirawee Public School, and you've got 3 perspectives. You've got Jane, you've got Madeline, and you've got Celeste. And now Madeline, she has already a 14-year-old daughter, but Her youngest daughter is starting kindy with Jane's son Ziggy and Celeste's twin boys Josh and Zach, maybe. Madeline is also, her first husband has a daughter that's going into kindy as well. So Madeline's like trying to deal with that, trying to deal with her eldest daughter like wanting to live with her dad rather than with her. Celeste is dealing with domestic violence, so trigger warnings for that, definitely. Also, I think we're hinting at a bit of sexual abuse as well with Jane, so trigger warnings for that as well, because Ziggy doesn't have a dad and Jane has like never spoken about him. We only just found out his name, like I said. And yeah, at a trivia night for the parents of the Pirawee public, there ends up being a murder, and they haven't told you who the murder is of, like who died, what's words. But like I said, yeah, I think it's one of those 3 girls, which could be all 3 girls. But yes, really enjoying it, hoping to finishing it soon. But this is, yes, a very different story about mothers than the School for Good Mothers, but still really enjoying both. Now, I did pick up The Mothers by Britt Bennett, which I thought it was going to be like about this girl who, she's a teenager, she gets pregnant, and about teenage motherhood, but she's aborted the baby basically. So I don't know if I want to keep reading that for this vlog, because this is like a book about mothers. And even though like the mothers like narrate, so the mothers of the church like narrate the mothers, I don't know if I want to keep reading it for this vlog. But I did just pick up from the library The Collective by Alison Galen, and now this is about Camille, who wants revenge on her daughter's death. Thinks she's found the man who was responsible for it. The Collective is a group of women who enact revenge on those who have taken their children. But as Camille gets more involved in the group, she must decide whether these women are the heroes or the villains, and if she chooses wrong, will she ever get out alive? So this is kind of like another thriller, I think. Like, I don't know what would you call Big Little Lies? It's probably like a mystery thriller. Maybe. No, I don't know. I don't know. I'm very bad at genrering books. Like, genrering. I think I'm going to start this one physically, because I'm still listening to Big Little Lies. But yeah, that is my update for now, and I'll come back to you when I finish another book. So it's 11:30 at night. I just finished watching the live reading sprints with Merb. I had so much fun. It was just really nice to be able to like be part of reading sprints, because like living in Australia, you don't really get to do it because they're always like at like the most random times. But Saturday night reading sprints was so much fun. And I read 234 pages of The Collective, and holy crap, so much has gone down. Like, I'm flying through this book. It's so easy to read, and it's so much fun too. Camille's daughter was raped and then murdered. Well, not, she was left to freeze to death. Like, throughout the whole book, Camille's like, maybe if I had like taught her this, or maybe if she hadn't grown up like that, or things like that, and maybe she wouldn't have gone to the party. And then she finally, like, Camille finally like realized like it's not her daughter's fault. It wasn't her fault. It was the guy's fault. Like, it's a guy's fault that her daughter is dead. And I'm like, thank you, like, finally, like. But loving it. I'm definitely gonna try and finish it tonight, because I've got just under 100 pages to go. So yeah, 90 pages, and I just read 90 pages in 45 minutes. So I think I'm gonna try and just do my own little 45-minute reading script and just yeah, get no sleep tonight, because I just need to know how this book ends. So I will be back soon. But I'm really loving it, and I really want to read more of Alison Galen's work because she knows how to write thrillers. Whoa. Okay, so I kind of knew that was going to happen. Hang on, you can't see me. Wow. That was such a good book. Look, I knew the end was going to happen, but I didn't know how it was going to be executed. And that twist, I thought this would be like a nice fun reading vlog where I read about mums. But I'm reading about mums who kill people, or mums who go to a prison to learn to be better mums. And it makes me think, like, what would I have done in their shoes? Like, would I have done something different? Would I have done the same? And I don't know. I was reading it, like, Camille was like getting second thoughts, and I'm like, bitch, why? And I don't know if that makes me a bad person. Definitely a 5-star book. That was, dude. Now I need to read Big Little Lies. I need to finish Big Little Lies. I'm about 40% of the way through, and I was hoping to finish it before today, but that's not gonna happen. I'm gonna maybe for Mother's Day they'll let me have some time alone to actually finish a book. Anyway, I'm gonna go to bed because it's after midnight, and I will chat with you all later. Good morning. I haven't read anything but it's Mother's Day and I got some books. So I got, oh, hello. Good morning, Atlas. So I got The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. If you don't know what this book is about, you must have been living under a rock because it is everywhere right now. But it's, I think it's like a magical competition, and it feels very, oh, what's the word, like, Feyre, we don't play with that, please. Like dark academia, but like make it magic.
What does Feyre do?
She keeps playing with the heater.
Feyre, stop.
And then this book, next book I got, I'm really excited about. It's called Not the Witch You Wed by April Asher. So this is a second chance fake dating paranormal romance. Super excited, between this lady here who looks plus size, which I'm really excited about. So she is a magicless witch and he is a werewolf. And they're forced by arcane supernatural laws to find mates. Violet and Lincoln agree to fake date their way to a fake mating in order to conjure themselves some time. So, really excited to read them. My husband picked really well. Now, I just told that pancakes are ready, so I'm gonna go eat that and I will see you later. I finished Big Little Lies. And I did not see that ending the way it did. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna spoil it. Like, it's been out for a while. I know some people haven't read it. Some people have watched the show. I don't know what the show is up to. I watched the first episode of the show. I saw similarities. They did change it from an Australian coastal town to a Californian one, I think. It's Californian. Yes, I watched the first episode and I thought it was cool. I didn't realise Shailene Woodley was Jane, and she did really well because she can only act one way. I don't know, she could be a beautiful actress, but I've really only seen her be, you know, that like demure sort of character. So I don't know, she could. Anyway, we're talking about this book, we're not talking about the show. I can see why it's Shani's fave. The person who actually ended up being murdered was not the person I thought it was going to be. Let's just say that. I thought it was going to be 3 different people. It wasn't any of them. There was also like Jane's baby daddy. I thought she was going to be someone, but then she's like, it's this person. I'm like, oh, that's nowhere, nothing to do with that person. And then lo and behold, it was the person I originally thought it was. So that was a very nice plot twist. Well done, Miss Moriarty. I do have the qualms, like the random romance thrown in at the end there. Like that was, I felt that was out of left field. I don't know why. Like, I don't know, does she need a romance in her books? The character of like Madeline was written really well. Like, there are definitely people out there who like would definitely hold a grudge for 15 years from her ex-husband, because he did walk out on her and their 1-year-old. And then 15 years later, like, comes back. 13 years, because I think Abigail's only 14. Anyway, 13 years later, they now both have kids in the same class. So he's started a whole new life and has kids, and he's like loving being a dad. And Madeline is like, you had all the chances with Abigail, but like, I don't think Abigail doesn't seem all that stressed about it. Like, she even moved in with her dad. The thing with Abigail, the first half of the book, it was just like all leading up to the trivia night, and then I think 2 weeks before the trivia night, it was all this shit was thrown in, like all this drama, and I'm like, my head was like spinning from all the ways it had to turn, because I had like all this stuff was thrown in. But other than that, not focusing on me. Oh, thanks, dude. Hi. You come say hello? Come on. It's woody weather. Can you tell? Pam. Pammy. Come here. Come here. She doesn't like it if I pick her up. She likes jumping up on me. Will you let me pick you up? This is Pam. She was named after the character from Archer, the adult cartoon. She also is named after like Poison Ivy as well. I know, they're both named Pam. But I like to think of, because I think I was watching Archer, like I was obsessed with Archer when we adopted Pam. And she was Pam in the show. What season was it? Literally, she was like addicted to cocaine, and she was like licking it like yogurt. I don't know why I thought I would name my cat after that. Anyway, back to the book. Like, you see the different mother styles of all 3 mothers, and then also like, you didn't see Renata's point of view and Harper's point of view, but like you saw them from Jane and Celeste and Madeline's. But like, they were also like just trying to be a good mother too. Like, obviously, if someone is hurting your daughter, like your kid, you're gonna want something to be done about it. Like, I don't know if I would have gone so far as a petition, like for a 5-year-old to be kicked out of school. You say these things about what you would do, but would you actually do them, like, when push comes to shove? I don't know. I mean, I would believe my kid. And yeah, like, I think she wrote 5-year-olds really well. Like, Elijah's 4. If something's happening to him at kindy, like, he doesn't really tell me about it. Like, I get a call saying, oh, hey, you know, like, somebody bit him, I'd be like, oh God, like, is he okay? And the teacher's like, yeah, he's fine, like, you didn't even know. But then I got a call like earlier on in the week saying that somebody had bit Feyre too. And I'm like, is it the same kid? She said, yeah. I'm like, are they, like, is this kid targeting my kids? Like, do I have to do something? And she's like, no, she's biting everyone because she's teething, I think. But still, I'm like, all right, so this like 18-month-old is biting people. That's normal. If it was a 5-year-old biting my kid, I'd probably look more into it. But yeah, like, and they don't tell you who the other kid was. And I think they definitely orchestrated it very poorly. Like, pointing out, like, singling out one kid at the orientation day. I don't know, did I even tell you what this book was about? Do you even know what I'm talking about? So basically you've got Ziggy, so basically at the start of the book you've got like police investigation, and because someone has been murdered at the Pirui Public Trivia Night, okay? And then it starts off at orientation day before kindy starts. And I think the trivia night is like the end of term 1. So it's like 6 months beforehand at orientation day. And there's an altercation between 2 kids. And the daughter comes out, like this kid comes out, and this mum, Renata, is like, oh, you've got bruises on your neck, like, who did this to you? And the girl points out Ziggy, who is Jane's son. And so Renata like came out, like the mum of the girl, like came up to Ziggy and was like, if you ever do that again, like, and we're like, well, damn. Throughout the whole book, Ziggy's like, it wasn't me, like, I wouldn't do that, Amabella's my friend. And so Jane's like, it wasn't him. And but Amabella's still coming home with like bruises and stuff. And so Renata and her best friend Harper like start this petition to get Ziggy suspended, basically. And Jane is like completely relieves her son. She's like, if Ziggy says he didn't do it, then he didn't do it. Jane's got like some like tortured past because she's always like chewing gum and she's always like making herself look invisible. And you've got Celeste, who you find out is in a domestic violence relationship, so if that triggers you, definitely watch out for that. And then you've got Madeline, who she's that mum, you know, how do I say this, like, she's not like one of those mums who like prim and proper and like her kid's gotta have the best education and like things like that. Like, that's what they like. Renata was like that. She's like, my kid is gifted. What does it even mean, gifted? When I was like in primary school, like year 1, year 2, like I remember getting told so much that I was gifted, and not gifted, but like I was so smart and I was doing all this stuff that like, yes, like 6-year-olds shouldn't be doing. And then like I turned 10 and that all like went downhill. And so I'm pretty sure that's like where my anxiety started, to be honest. Just being told from a young age like how gifted I was and how great I was, and then well, like, turned out I'm not that great at all. I'm just a hot mess. Oh, you haven't been focusing on me this whole time. There we go. Tried to change my nail polish, but as you saw, my new nail polish remover won't open. So I'm probably gonna rate it 5 stars, the book Big Little Lies, or a very high 4, like 4.5 stars. Just because of the end bit where, like, yeah, there's just that random romance thrown in. But other than that, I really enjoyed it. I did not expect to enjoy it as much as I did. Like, it's like, oh, Leanne Moriarty. Like, I haven't read any of her books, but I was just very cautious because they are so popular and like mums love them. And I know why mums love them. So yeah, I would say successful as in the books I read where I really enjoyed them. I think, yeah, there was different mums in each book. I'm trying to like put myself into their shoes. Like, what would I do? And I'm like, I don't know. Unless like this situation actually rose. Like, I don't know. But yes, I hope you like this reading vlog, whatever the mess it is, because it's a big whole mess. I don't even think I filmed an introduction for it, to be honest. I'm gonna have to do that tomorrow. I'll film tomorrow. I'll do myself up and film an intro and an outro. I just realized that was my 50th book of the year. Like, I went to update my Goodreads and it's like, book 50, bro. That's exciting. 2 more till I reach my goal. I don't know, should I update my goal? Like, up it? I don't know. Like, I talked about in my twice a year book tag that I might like reach 100. But, oh no, 5% battery. Oh crap. I know, I'm just so chuffed with myself. Now, what am I going to read next? Probably some smut. Because, you know me, apparently that's my brand now.